Thank you for taking
Excellent.
the time to be here.
Thanks for having us.
And you were just talking about that driving scene. Were you nervous at all in that car having
No,
drive?
there was one time where I wasn't too familiar with something that was sort of kind of sprung on, on me on the day, which I wasn't too happy about, just because there's
What was that?
other actors. I think it was the Finnish flick when I go left to right round that sort of corner or whatever. Because you put the rigging in the car, that changes the balance of the car. So it's something, I was focused. There was other people in the car other than me, but I enjoy it. I enjoy driving. It's something I kind of get a kick out of. So
He's very good at it.
it was part of the, there was a big sort of allure to doing the job actually.
To do the driving.
Yeah, a little bit.
We've got great driving scenes in this, and a lot of them, so it's nice.
Yes, that's nice.
So I wanted to talk about just a little bit about the story, because it's like a crime film, but there's so many more layers to it. Like, I didn't walk out of the film thinking, oh, I'm watching a crime film.
Yeah.
So you've got like the travelers, the loyalty to the family, picking and choosing whether you're loyal to the family you've created or the one that you've come from. Like, can you talk about the different themes in the film?
As you say, there's so many. It's very, very difficult to describe when people say, what kind of film is it? And you're like, well, it's a crime film, but it's not really a crime film. It's a family film, it's a drama. There's so many, that's what attracts me to it. There's so many layers to it. But for me, the central core is the family and family values and hierarchy within a family, especially a travelling family, and what Brendan's character represents. He is the king, and then he is the son, and so but then you have your own family, you have your own kids, and so how does that balance out within the whole world of the family, if that makes sense?
It does. And the opposing views too.
That's
right?
Yeah. Well, what sort of drew me to it were the two communities. The traveling community and the settled community. They live parallel to one another, but they don't gel very well. Putting it mildly, there's kind of a lot of animosity between the two groups, and that's something that we need to discuss, I think, and hopefully this film provokes that discussion.
Well, and hopefully gets talking. Like, how about the role of women in this community as well? You must have found that interesting to explore.
It's very difficult for women in that community. I mean, me just being on set, I had to. A lot of times it was very intimidating because of testosterone going on, and one day looking around and they were on the quad bikes, and then there was some weights there, and so of course they all had to use the weights, and then there was a bit of like jostling, a bit of wrestling, and then you got Brendan practicing the catapult, and I just thought you all looked like children.
We are, pretty much. Yes, very astute. I think I tried everything. I sort of went in Rome.
It's all there, but yeah, and also Kelly, she's like she's the mum, she's the wife, she's the daughter-in-law, and how you balance all of that and prioritize that, and how complicit she is within that crime world. She's part of it.
Unwillingly, but...
Yeah. But she still wants the kids to go to school.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Part of your character I found really interesting is that, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I found you very conflicted. To me, that's clear, because you want your kids to have a normal upbringing, normal school. You want the very best for them, but then you're still tied to what your father wants.
Yeah, the traditions. You're born into this world.
Yeah, I found your journey was quite interesting.
Yeah, like Lyndsey's character, she's born into this world, so you don't know. There is no other options. Blood is thicker than water for these people, more than it is for, again, a settled community. And so the love between Chad and Colby is a very strong bond. They spent every day of their lives together, and if one of them wasn't being sort of imprisoned or anything else, but so they're always together. They're tight. But as Lyndsey was saying in an earlier interview, when you have kids, they become your immediate family. I would imagine, I don't have any, but even your parents, they become a sort of external family. They're still family, but this is your immediate thing. This is your immediate brood. and you want your kids to be as equipped as best as they can to deal with a very challenging world out there, a very, at times, difficult world and unforgiving world. So he's experienced what it's like to be illiterate and how much shame that brings him and how handicapped he is because of it. So he doesn't want the same thing for his kids.
Which is awesome as a parent, especially having been brought up the wrong, like a different way.
But he still wants to take him in a car and go.
Let him drive them.
Yeah, go coursing and have that part of his lifestyle.
Right.
You know.
I find it really moving in the film when Georgie's helping you, when you're saying, what does that say? And he's telling you what it says. You know, it's I find that really moving.
Yeah, it is.
What was Georgie like to live with?
The best.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Love both him and Casey were just amazing.
Yeah,
Such
great.
great little people. You know, they're
funny,
sharp.
They had their chaperones literally. One of them
Pulling her hair out.
One of the women quit. She just couldn't handle him.
Really?
Yeah.
But in the best possible way, because he was just so fun. He was so free.
Fun days on set.
Yeah, it was.
Last question. What do you think will surprise audiences the most about Trespass Against Us?
Probably these two worlds, you know, how different the way these guys live to the way we live.